Hey guys, it's me again, this time with the second part of my Thresh tutorial, my Thresh guide, however you would call it. So, as many of you noticed, last time I forgot to tell you my runes, but they're not that spectacular. They're basically tank runes, so I use percentage health seals, magic resist and cooldown reduction glyphs, penetration marks, so either magic penetration and armor penetration, and armor quintessences. So yeah, these are pretty standard, I would say, and this is where the particular runes make sense, so check this out. Now there's another really simple trick I'd like to mention, the lantern trick. It is basically to throw the lantern behind you to contest something, like a ward the enemy is attacking, like we can see here, or also if the enemies are attacking your turret, so they think you have backup and they are forced to run away. In this example here, I'm not only able to destroy their wards because they think I have backup, I also get to kill them afterwards because they didn't expect my team to actually come then. The next not so difficult thing I'd like to talk about now is short escape spells, like the dash of Lucian or Graves or the tumble of Vayne. There you have always two options if you're trying to hook one of these champions. They either dash forward, straight forward, if you're coming onto them and put a lot of pressure on them, this is mostly the case, or they jump backwards, which is only rare but also happens sometimes. So if you're playing against those champions, you should try to understand very quickly which of these choices he's making, if he's jumping backwards or if he's dashing forwards, and then always predict the right choice. Before I get now to the probably most interesting part of this video and the most difficult part also, I also want to talk about something else which is really important on Thresh, which is flash hooking. There used to be a time where you could channel the hook, then flash, and then the hook comes immediately off, but this is a long time ago, sadly. But there are also some tips and tricks I can give you now, in my opinion. So even though you can't be that fast as you used to be with the flash hook, you still have to make sure that the enemy isn't expecting the flash hook, so he has no time to dodge, so the flash comes immediately the hook, or in the best case that the enemy isn't even seeing you when you come. And on another more difficult level, that you're actually behind a wall and flash over a wall and maybe even hook over another wall, which is really difficult, and there are not so many situations where you're able to pull that off. But these are the flash hooks that can be game deciding and will be game deciding if you pull that off on an ADC right before a team fight, so that it's gonna be a 5 versus 4 when the real team fight begins, or that you can contest a Baron buff, or simply push, get a tower, even get an inhibitor maybe. This is what these flash hooks are for on Thresh. They're so deciding because you have such a huge range with that, and make a catch that you can make with not so many other champions. So now we come to what you've all been waiting for in this part of the guide, the invisible predictions.
Sneaky, sneaky.
When you're close to the enemy, when they are going invisible, like Shaco or Twitch, most likely they will not go the direction you expect them. They will turn around and go backwards. Or if there are side options or other options, they will go to the side maybe. So you always have multiple options depending on what the fuck, right? This enemy is going invisible. If there are walls nearby, there won't be as many options for them. If it is pretty obvious that they're jumping over a wall, you can maybe predict that. But as I said, in most cases, when they're under a high amount of pressure, they won't go the way which would be obvious for them to go. They will always try to juke you and make fun of you and go the other way around. With Rengar, it's a bit too lazy to cut this now. With Rengar, it's a bit different because you see when he's getting nearby because of the exclamation mark above your head. So there are two ways to predict him. Either you can try to predict that he's jumping on a teammate of you, so you hook where he would land or where he would be mid-air maybe when he would jump on this particular ADC or mid laner, I don't know. Or you predict just his movement so that he's not jumping, but you just guess where he's going and try to catch him there. So try it out, I guess. It is also a matter of practice, and of course you sometimes will fail about it. What the fuck, right? But there will be a point, or maybe you play yourself sometimes those champions like Twitch, Rengar, Shaker or whatever, and you know yourself where you would go in this situation. So these were my advices for this time. I really hope you enjoyed it. If you liked it, like the video, tell me some suggestions for my next part of the Thresh guide tutorial. If you don't want to miss it, make sure to subscribe and see you in my next video.